Hey guys, hey internet, come and watch us draw and talk Latinx file and Coxi. So welcome back to day 27 of 30 days of drawing Latinx files, where we explore Latin American cryptids, legends, and myths. If you've enjoyed this series so far, definitely hit the like button down below. And if you are totally new, I will leave a link to the playlist and you can check it out from the very beginning. But honestly, there is no real order to this series, so you can watch it any which way. Anyway, onward to Latinx file Coxi. So, El Coxi. This Latinx file can be found in South America and is known as South America's Bigfoot. The Coxi is an extremely hairy ape-like creature in the jungle region of South America. In 1914, Colonel Percy Fawcett claimed to have encountered a group of Coxi, claiming that they were extremely hairy and lived in villages and used bows and arrows, speaking in grunts and living northeast of a tribe called Maxubi. This creature or undiscovered tribe is reported to be aggressive to humans. In many encounters, they attack humans on sight. However, they are said to be scared of the noise of guns. This creature is described as being dwarf in size to 12 feet tall. Colonel Percy Fawcett described his encounter in his Explorations Fawcett by Brian Fawcett and Percy Fawcett in 1953. Of the encounter, I whistled, and an enormous creature, hairy as a dog, leapt to his feet in the nearest shelter, fitted an arrow to his bow, and in a flash, and came up dancing from one leg to the other till he was only 4 yards away. Emitting grunts that sounded like he remained there dancing, and suddenly the whole forest around us was alive with these hideous ape men, all grunting and dancing from leg to leg in the same way as they strung arrows to their bows. It looked like a very delicate situation for us, and I wondered if it was the end. I made friendly overtures to Maxubi, but they paid no attention. It was as if human speech were beyond their powers of comprehension. The creature in front of me ceased his dancing, stood a moment perfectly still, and then drew his bowstring back till it was level with his ear, and at the same time raising the barbed point of the 6-foot arrow to the height of my chest. I looked straight into the pig-like eyes, half hidden under overhanging brows, and knew that he was not going to lose that arrow yet. As deliberately as he raised it, he now lowered the bow. Commenced once more the slow dance and the A second time he raised the arrow at me and drew the bow back again. And I knew again he would not shoot. It was just as the Maxubi told me it would be. Again he lowered the bow and continued his dance. Then for the third time he halted and began to bring up the arrow's point. I knew he meant business this time and drew out my Masur pistol I had on my hip. It was a big clumsy thing, a caliber unsuited to the forest use, but I had brought it because by clipping the wooden holster to the piston butt, it became a carbine, and was lighter to carry than a true rifle. It used 38 black powder shells, which made a din out of all proportion to their size. I never raised it, I just pulled the trigger, and banged it off into the ground at the ape man's feet. The effect was instantaneous. A look of complete amazement came into his hideous face, and the little eyes opened wide. He dropped his bow and arrow and sprang away as quickly as a cat to vanish behind a tree. Then the arrows began to fly. We shot off a few rounds into the branches, hoping the noise would scare the savages into a more receptive frame of mind, but they seemed in no way disposed to accept us, and before anyone was hurt, we gave it up as hopeless and retreated down the trail till the camp was out of sight. We were not followed, but the clamor in the village continued for a long time as we struck off northwards, and we fancied we still heard the of the enraged braves. This is the only known sighting of the Coxi. Colonel Percy Fawcett disappeared in 1925 during an expedition to find Z. A whole other legend. I hope you guys I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Latinx File and Coxi. If you did, definitely hit the like button down below and subscribe to find out which Latin American X-File we end up exploring next. If this is your first video that you're seeing of mine, my name's Alethea. I go by the artist name Inkeater. I love drawing portraits and creatures from my imagination, and sometimes bringing things to life. And other times, it's definitely conversations about music. If that's totally your thing, then definitely hit the subscribe button down below. And if not, no worries. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Bye.
Whatever it is that you believe you're seeing, it's not real.
Seeing things before they happen. Things are not always what they seem in this place. So you can't take anything for granted.